first time I ever went to a monster truck rally, I told my coworker that I was going to Monster Jam, and she said, oh, I was actually surprised when I went there to see that so many adults went without kids. Like, they bought tickets for themselves and didn't even bring kids. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go and I take my sons to the monster truck rally because I don't have any interest in going without my children. And I get there and I start noticing that all of the crowd is chanting these chants that I don't know. And like, you know how at Taylor Swift concerts, they're chanting these things that like only insider fans know. And I look around and indeed there were lots of adults there without children. And I start talking to the guy next to me and he's got these stats on his phone. And I'm like, oh, what are those? And he goes, oh, these are the stats for the drivers. I'm like, the stats for the drivers? What do you mean they have stats? Like this is a sport? He goes, yeah, it's a sport. And then he takes the time to like explain monster truck sport to me. And by the end of that, I was so into it. It reminds me of the song We Are the World, like the 1980s one, because I always felt like it was a very skippable song. Even though my father, who was a 1980s teenager, would tell me how groundbreaking it was and how amazing it was. And even though I know that millions of people love this song, I still couldn't really appreciate it until I watched that Netflix documentary about it just last year. And I learned that Bob Dylan was so nervous to sing the song that Stevie Wonder sat down at the piano with him and worked him through it. And I learned that Huey Lewis and the News had to stand in for Prince and Cyndi Lauper had a problem with her jewelry. And now when that song comes on, I never skip it because I recognize the voices. That's Cyndi Lauper, that's Bob Dylan. And I didn't have that before. So I never truly was able to appreciate it. Learning more about that song completely changed the way I felt and perceived the song. And it took me from not caring about it to loving it. Now when I have a knee-jerk reaction to not like something that clearly millions of people love, or it's important to millions of people, my thought is, if I could just learn to recognize the voices of what I'm seeing or hearing, then I'll probably love it. And why wouldn't I take the time to talk to somebody who's knowledgeable and like who truly loves it to try to get a slice of that? Because I would much rather love it than not love it. I mean, I don't know why I would actively choose to dislike something. There's no ceiling, no cap on the amount of things that you can love, amount of hobbies, songs, people, experiences. So why wouldn't I want to love them all? Now, when I don't like something, I just aim to recognize the voices. And I almost always end up loving it.